Alright, so summer loving essentials. Today's all about sharing with you how you can create basically your own little summer essentials toolkit so that you're ready to go with anything that might come at you with summer. There's a few things that we still retain from winter as well. We always want to be looking after our immune systems. But because of all the outdoor activities we have, things like the mosquitoes are starting to come up. I'm going to go through some of my favourite blends and blends that I make sure I've always got on hand when it's summertime. So what you need to make sure you've got is, so in my little kit, I've got a few accessories. So I'm going to share with you first the accessories that we have. This great tin has just come from Kmart. So these are $12. It's a little flip top tin. Inside it's got some compartments and it's got a little pull-out tray as well. So what I make sure I've always got on hand is I've got a bowl for blending if I need to make up massage oil or aromatic dressings. I've got my spritzer bottles. Spritzer bottles are great for a lot of the blends that we're using in summer. And also our roller bottles. So roller bottles are a great way for us to be able to make up convenient, easy to apply blends, pre-diluted as well. And because they're nice and small, if you need to make up different dilutions for different family members, you can. So when we get to summer, we think about sunshine, we've got more time spent outside, we're perhaps trying out playing sport again if we have hibernated during winter. So let's start to go through some of the things that can go wrong. So one of the first things, of course, the sun is out. And a lot of us, if we've not been spending a lot of time outside during the winter, we've lost a lot of our conditioning to the sun and we're much more susceptible to burning. So first must have after sun spray. So this one's really great to have on hand, even if you're just feeling like your skin's got a bit too much heat to it, but you've not necessarily burnt. Windburn, anything that's irritating and causing a lot of heat in the skin. So really easy. I'm going to make this up right now. So there's 3 oils that go into this one. They're all from the Home Essentials kit. We've got peppermint oil. Peppermint is beautiful and cooling. So when we're sunburnt, we have a lot of heat in the skin and we need to draw that heat out. I'm just doing a dilution of roughly 1 to 3%. So I'm doing 6 drops of each oil in 30 mils of carrier. So 6 drops per 10 mils. Lavender is soothing to the skin. It's one of our best healers of skin that's been injured. So it's burning of the skin, that's an injury to the skin. Frankincense is an amazing anti-inflammatory. So of course we've got a lot of inflammation when we're burnt and it comes out really fast, so careful with that one. What frankincense also does, it's a cellular regenerator, but it's helping to get the oils to go where it's needed and it really amps up the benefits. So we've got our frankincense for our anti-inflammatory, our lavender for our soothing and healing. It's also a natural pain reliever as well. So if your sunburn's feeling a little bit sore, lavender is perfect in there. We've got peppermint as well for cooling down. And it's simply a matter of then grabbing our fractionated coconut oil and topping up the bottle. Another great way to blend this up is with some aloe vera gel. So I just don't have any on hand at the moment, so coconut oil it is. But if you were going to use aloe vera gel, you'd want to make sure you're looking for an organic 100% aloe. You want to make sure that it's been as minimally processed as possible. And you then use aloe vera and a tiny bit of the fractionated coconut oil. So we go about 50% aloe vera, a few drops of coconut oil just to help with the emulsifying of the oils, and then top it up the rest of it with water. Make sure you shake it well before spritzing all over. Also smells amazing, so that's a really nice one for the skin. Always having your after sun on hand. We're out late at night and all of a sudden we're getting eaten by mosquitoes. We've got so many mosquitoes at the moment. You might see my lovely Christmas wreath back there. And as soon as I brought it inside just to put some little decoration on the wall, a whole lot of mosquitoes flew out of it. So in the diffuser, I have got some repelling oils. So I've got peppermint in there, and I've got lemongrass. So 2 really simple oils to infuse in the home that really help to deter the bugs. The other day we had a few flies had come into the kitchen. The kids leave the screen doors open, got the lemongrass going, and I could not see them for the rest of the day. They were gone. But so my daughter is a favourite of mosquitoes, and she gets quite big welts on her skin as well when she gets them, so they get quite swollen. But we use arbor vitae and lemongrass in our spritzer for her. This is made up with the oils, a few drops of coconut oil, and then the rest of it's water, and we just make sure we shake well before applying. For younger children, just get it all over their clothes. So for our little baby, we just make sure it's all over her clothes so that she's got it on there to help repel. For the kids, it goes over their skin as well because they have their areas are a lot larger. Same with adults. So we use the same dilution rate for the whole family. We just change how much we're applying and where we apply. So with my lemongrass and arbor vitae, I do roughly 10 drops of each in a 30 ml spritzer bottle. I find that's a good dilution. Because there's not a lot of coconut oil in there, you will lose some to dilution, to evaporation. I've got some beautiful tree oils at the moment, like our Douglas fir and white fir, so I've actually put some into my latest blend. So any of our tree oils are very repelling, and the arbor vitae, you can go, if you were to go into a forest where arbor vitae trees grew and you saw one laying that had fallen over and was laying on the ground dead, it doesn't matter how long it would sit there for, it could sit there for centuries. And there are arbor vitae trees sitting in forests that have been there for centuries, fallen over. You will not see any parasitic or bug activity on them. So it is a really powerful repellent of anything parasitic that likes to live off other things. So that's our bug repellent. Of course, if you then do forget to put it on, or you've started to be bitten before you put it on, it's time to soothe those bites. So it's as simple as grabbing out your lavender oil. So always having lavender on hand, and pop a small dab onto any of your mosquito bites, or grab out your owie spray. So owie spray is one we always make sure we've got with the kids. This bottle has been filled up multiple times. Get a scratch, get a bruise, tell the kids to go find the owie. It's great for nappy rashes as well. If you've got any chafing, so going out swimming and perhaps you're sun drying instead of having a shower and toweling off, chafing is a horrible thing to experience. It's almost like a burn, and owie spray is brilliant for soothing that. So our owie spray, I'm also going to make this up because we've run out, so it's time for a new batch. It's our lavender oil. Six drops. I make this a little bit stronger because we do use a lot less of it at a time. It doesn't need to be coating the entire body. So I do 6 drops of each oil in just a 20 ml. Lavender, tea tree, and frankincense. So again, frankincense is in there for its healing, renewing properties, for its ability to enhance everything else that's in there. Tea tree is in there because it is an amazing oil. It is antiseptic, antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. It really just works on any kind of pathogen that could be trying to take effect on the body. So I'm going to then just topping up with fractionated coconut oil for this one. Some people like to use just a little bit of coconut oil and then top up the rest of the way with their, oops, I'm spilling that, so I'll just stop there. And then top up the rest of the way with water. I do like to be able to use oil mostly though, because you then are getting a longer lasting effect on the skin. So you're going to have that oil slowing down the absorption rate, so it's going to continue to slowly absorb over time into the skin and around the wound or the bite. If you don't have any after sun spray on hand, you can also use your owie spray. But like I was saying with the after sun, the peppermint in there is really cooling and really helps to take away that heat that happens with burns. So that's our owie done in there as well. Perhaps your owie is not so much of a scrape or a cut. Your owie is because you decided that all of a sudden it's warm and you can go hiking for 2 hours. Or let's go out wakeboarding or water skiing and all of a sudden feel like we've got jelly legs and the next day we can't move because our muscles have not been doing that for months on end. Always make sure we've got the ice glue rub. This one also comes in an essential oil that you can blend up yourself. So I like having both on hand. I use them for different things. So the Deep Blue essential oil I have made up ready to go in a roller bottle. And we have that on hand for things like if we're aching more so in the joints for us with the roller. So for me, if my knee's getting a little bit achy because I've not been maintaining my stability around my knee that's had some surgery done, if I'm feeling like I've got some tension through the vertebrae in my neck and I haven't been to chiro for a while, I can find it really useful for relieving there. Also great for headaches as well. With the rub, I find it a lot cooler, has a lot stronger cooling effect on the skin than the oil does, and I can then massage this in a little bit more as well. This is great when you've been exercising and your muscles are feeling sore, or if you're injured and you need to get something really cooling on there that's going to cover a large area really easily. It's also really convenient because you can chuck that in your handbag, don't have to worry about any glass or anything like that. So we've always got a tube of that in our kit as well. So that's our sore muscles. As I said, we want to make sure we have always got some of our winter support still happening as well, because it doesn't matter what time of year it is, we can still catch bugs and viruses. Things like gastro will still be going around, and as the temperature warms up a little bit, some things are going to thrive a lot more. So we always want to make sure we have got on hand something to support our immune system. That comes in with our On Guard. So our protective blend comes in an oil that we can make into a roller, or we can make up if we've got a few of us in the family that need to be supporting our immune system, then we can put a few drops into our bowl with our carrier oil, or a couple of drops, rub it over everyone's feet. But generally we keep a bottle on hand that has a roller top on it. Oops, and of course mine is not in here. The roller tops are brilliant. So once we have one of our bottles getting down a bit low, if it's down to about a quarter of the bottle, what we'll do is take off the drippolator on the inside. So they all come with their drippolators in there for easy dropping. We pop that off the top, we top it up with coconut oil, and we put on a roller. So now we've got a really sturdy glass bottle ready to go to roll our On Guard onto everyone's feet. I have one that I've made up for the baby, so she only needs the On Guard as immune support for her. She doesn't need a blend of different oils. So I have one made up at a dilution for her. Whenever anyone else in the house is getting sick, I pop it on her feet to protect her. The other thing, and then I have stronger ones for the rest of us in the family, and I often keep the immune bomb on hand as well. So that's our tea tree, our lemon, our On Guard, and our oregano. So if anyone really does get sick, we grab that out to help support. My other thing I love for being able to get our On Guard internally is our beadlets. So these are tiny little beadlets that contain approximately a quarter to a third of a drop, so very small. Perfect if you have got older children that you're wanting to give On Guard to, but they are unable to take a capsule. Perhaps they don't know how to, they don't swallow capsules well. Some children do, some don't. My daughter's been able to swallow capsules since she was 3, but a lot of children can't. So these beadlets are really tiny and perfect pocket size as well. Or popping in the nappy bag, putting into the beach bag. And what you would do is, if anyone was coming down with something, you'd take about 2 to 4 of these, depending on age. 1 if they're quite young and they have not used essential oils internally much. And then you would do that as consistently as you felt you needed through the day, depending on the degree of illness that you've got happening. So that's our immune system supported. Now, of course, we're getting out and we're having lots of fun now. The drinks are flowing. Everyone thinks that it's going to be a great night if they have just a couple of extra margaritas, or in my husband's case, Long Island iced teas, which means about half a cup worth of spirits with, you know, a little dash of sugary Coke on top, and the next day he wakes up not feeling so well. So let's look after our hangovers. Veggie caps. So these empty veggie capsules are great for having on hand because they allow you to put together a blend of essential oils that you can then take internally and not have to worry about them sticking to the glass if you're taking them in water. Some oils are a little bit hot, some taste a bit funky, so being able to take them in a capsule is great. I don't need one right now, so of course I don't need to make one. I only had 2 drinks last night. I was smarter than he. But our blend that we need for this is our ginger, our peppermint, frankincense, and one more, I keep forgetting. And lemon. There we go. So our lemon is really cleansing, helps to support the liver as well. So that's a great one to have in there, especially after drinks. Our liver gets a real hammering when we're drinking too much. So 1 drop of lemon, support the liver function. We've got peppermint oil in there as well. So this is really soothing to nausea, really supportive for the stomach. And as is ginger as well. So ginger is very soothing and it's great for nausea. But what ginger also is it's an antispasmodic. So if you're feeling quite sick with your hangover and perhaps you've got a bit of cramping going on in the gut, ginger is great for helping to soothe that and helping to just really ease it off. And of course our frankincense, our cellular support. As you'll see, Frankie's in a lot of these blends, and that's because if in doubt, use frankincense. It's one of our most powerful oils, and one of our oils that has such a large range of uses. So it's always going to be adding some benefit. So 1 drop of each of those goes in the veggie cap, and that goes down the hatch. See how you feel after a couple of hours, and then you may need another depending on how intense it is, how much you drank, how much you can't remember you drank as well. Getting into cooling down, so when you're hungover and you've got a headache, you might have rubbed some ice blue over the back of your neck, but if it's a really hot summery day, you're dehydrated as well, so you're feeling really hot too. So that's where our peppermint oil is always on hand as a coolant. So we simply have it in a spritzer bottle. It is just topped up with water. You can pop a couple of drops of your coconut oil in there if you need to, or you could put a tiny bit of Epsom salts to help with dispersing. We don't really need this one to hang around a lot because as soon as peppermint gets on the skin, it begins to cool straight away, and you'll find your body will just really thank you for that. So we put approximately 6 drops per 10 mils of carrier or water. So depending on the size of your bottle, depends on how much goes in there. So we've got about 10 drops in our 20 mil. Peppermint's really strong, so start small and build up. If you feel like it's not cooling enough, add a few more drops to your spritzer. If perhaps you got sick and because you've been in that sun so long, you've started to get some heat exhaustion, that's where we might look at just upping the ante on this a little bit. So temperature, whenever we get a temperature or fever, that is our body's way of helping ourselves to come back into balance and to get rid of any bacteria and any pathogens that may be trying to attack the body while your immune system's down. Heat exhaustion can be really nasty though. It can make you feel very nauseous and it can make you sick, and if it progresses further to heat stroke, it can be quite detrimental to you and you may need a trip to the hospital. So being able to cool ourselves down and so that we then feel a little bit better, get rid of some of that nausea, so that we can then start looking at getting more water in as well, getting in some salts for electrolytes. So we want our Himalayan salts. Don't reach for nasty Powerades full of food colorings and sugars and additives. All you need is a pinch of Himalayan salt in a glass of water, perhaps a drop of peppermint oil to help soothe your stomach. But if we need to up the ante from that peppermint, if it's not quite hitting the spot, then we look at our temperature tamer. Now this is a roll-on that I have made up. This one is made up in a dilution for the kids at the moment. If it was an adult, you might just apply a bit more, apply more often, or you could up the dilution as well. I've got about 2 drops each of lemon, lime and peppermint in this one, And it comes out when the body is not coping with temperature. So in general, we leave temperature alone. We allow it to do its thing as long as the patient is feeling happy and still has enough energy to be able to feed and drink, or drink especially. So we're not so concerned about food, because food causes a lot of taxing on the body in terms of digestion. It's hydration that we're really worried about there. If they're not coping with the temperature, they're starting to get a bit hot, get a bit lethargic, they're losing their energy, and they're really uncomfortable with it, that's where we'll look at actually trying to bring that temperature down a little bit. So popping this on to the feet, down the spine, just on the back of the neck as well, and we do that as frequently as we feel is necessary. But we've hardly used this, it's maybe been used 2 or 3 times. So often we find that the body, when it's supported in other ways by our On Guard to help boost the immune system, we find that we actually don't have to get to this extent of working with a temperature where they've become lethargic. They just don't generally get there. Going back to the drunken night, and you wake up and you've got dog breath and you don't even want to breathe because it stinks to yourself, that's where our peppermint beadlets are amazing. So again, these are just like the On Guard beadlets, 1/4 to 1/3 of a drop per beadlet in there. Pop a couple in the mouth, burst them with the tongue, and then just inhale and breathe deeply. It's going to help to clear your head and make you feel a little bit more alive, and it's going to get rid of that nasty taste. Where else were we going? Of course, we're partying. We've had a busy day already though. You know, we've got 10 invitations to different Christmas parties happening this month or next month in December, and you've still got presents to wrap, you've still got work to do. Work is getting busier and more stressful because everyone's closing up for a couple of weeks over Christmas, so you've got a whole lot of things you need to get done before that time comes, but you have a party to go to and you're not in the mood. Time to dough bong. Where's my wild orange? So 2 perfect oils for pick me up and getting back in the mood again. So we've got our peppermint oil. Seeing peppermint's really versatile in the summer. You might not have used it a lot in winter because of its cooling properties, but summer it is so versatile and it's so good for so many things. Wild orange is also in there as well. Oil of joy and abundance, and really uplifting to the mood. So dough bonging it, we open up the bottle. You girls should probably do one while I'm at it. Help pick yourselves up for the Sunday afternoon, thinking about school, going back tomorrow, work again. Literally just putting the bottles onto the hand, tipping up. I've got quite a lot on there. That's all good. Rubbing together, make a fist with your hand, pop it into the other one, and just inhaling, drawing deeply. I haven't had lunch yet, so this is going to help pick me up. We've been out at the shops as well. Santa arrived today at the shopping centre, so we went along to visit. It was too busy to stay in line, so we went shopping instead. Of course, kids like to touch everything, and that's a real downer. Right, I've had a little bit of that oil left on my hand, so I've just shoved on a few drops of my coconut oil as well, and it's going over the back of my neck. It's going on my chest so that I can smell it. Everyone's going to be able to smell me. I don't need to put on perfume now. I've picked myself up doing my dough bong, and now I smell amazing. And I'm going to feel more energized as well. Perfect pick me up. Who needs a V or a Red Bull when you've got essential oils? No nasty side effects, no extra calories, no racing heart. Smells amazing. Everyone's going to be wondering who that yummy smell walking around is. Open up a conversation about your essential oils. Perhaps take them along with you and get everyone else doing them as well, because no doubt they had a busy day too. So just put the lids back on. So that's most of our blends for today. I don't want to overwhelm you too much with too many different oils and blends happening. There's going to be a replay for this, so you'll be able to go back through the recipes that have been on. It will be emailed out to all of you as long as you were registered. If you forgot to register so that you have it sent along to you, just let me know and we can make sure that you get a copy of it. But otherwise, I'll just unmute. So if anyone would like to ask any questions, if you've got anything you are wondering about, then let me know. But otherwise, if there's no questions from anyone, and you are watching the replay and you'd like to know how you can get your hands on these essential oils so you can create this amazing natural support for your family and your body throughout summer so that you can look after your health and you can still have fun in the sun without having to suffer the consequences, then get in touch with the person that invited you along. Or the person that has introduced these essential oils to you and you perhaps have not enrolled yet. If no one has introduced you to the essential oils and you've just seen them floating about the internet and you're not sure what to do, please feel free to get in touch with me and I can help you out in that respect as well. We've got a great promotion happening this month where new enrollments are able to get some product points free, which you can then redeem for your for extra free oils. So perhaps if you were starting with a home essentials kit, but you wanted to get some of the extras like ginger and lime and wild orange, or perhaps you wanted to fight the mosquitoes and you need to get some lemongrass happening, then you can use those product points to redeem some of those for free. So again, thank you for jumping on. Thank you for listening to the replay. Have an amazing summer, and don't forget Christmas is coming. We're only 6 weeks away, so get gift giving. Use your essential oils to make some beautiful gifts and have a great season.